When we try to push forward with sheer will, the universe might not meet us with open doors. Instead, we face resistance, and the flow becomes turbulent. However, when we step into the flow, when we trust the rhythm of life, we find that the door is already open, waiting for us to walk through. This is not about passivity. It is about understanding that there is a bigger force, a greater design, a perfect timing that we cannot force, only join. The universe does not work on our individual timelines. It moves with its own logic, its own design. And when we try to force our will upon it, we often meet frustration. But when we align ourselves with the cosmic flow, we become part of the dance. We begin to see that there is no struggle, only movement. The challenge is not to bend the universe to your will, but to become attuned to the rhythm of existence, to the pulse that connects everything in the cosmos. In doing so, you step into the dance with grace, and the doors will open to you effortlessly, as if they were waiting for you all along. Patience is often misunderstood. It is not the act of simply waiting for something to happen, sitting idly by while time passes. It is a deep, active engagement with the present moment, a trust that what is meant to be will arrive at the right time. Patience requires a profound understanding that life is unfolding on its own terms, and that rushing ahead, trying to force an outcome, is not the way to create real, lasting change. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, patience becomes an act of rebellion, a refusal to bow to the pressure of time and expectation. When we practice patience, we are not only waiting, but we are allowing ourselves to be fully present in the process. We are trusting that, like a seed in the ground, growth happens below the surface, long before it reaches the light of day. We do not see the roots growing, but we trust that they are. Real growth, real transformation takes time. A flower does not bloom overnight. A tree does not grow to its full height in a matter of days. So too, in our lives, the unfolding of our purpose, our dreams, and our opportunities takes time. It is in those moments when it seems like nothing is happening that the universe is preparing the perfect conditions for you to step into what is waiting for you. Patience is also about letting go of control. We cannot speed up the natural processes of life, no matter how hard we try. When we let go of the need to force things to happen on our timeline, we begin to experience a sense of peace and trust. This does not mean giving up on our desires or dreams, but understanding that the outcome is not entirely in our hands. There is a larger rhythm to life that cannot be hurried. Furthermore, patience teaches us to listen. When we slow down, we become more attuned to the subtle clues and messages that life is offering. Often we are so focused on the end goal, the door that we want to open, that we miss the lessons, the insights, and the people who are already entering our lives to help us grow. Patience gives us the space to truly observe, to understand that sometimes the path to the door is just as important as the destination itself. In the act of waiting, we cultivate resilience. We strengthen our ability to endure, to remain steady even when things don't seem to be moving in the direction we desire. This resilience becomes the foundation upon which we stand when the door finally opens. And when it does, we are ready, not just because we've been waiting, but because we've been transforming, growing, and learning in the process. So, patience is not merely an act of waiting. It is an act of trust, of surrender, of listening, and of growing in harmony with the timing of the universe. When we understand the true power of patience, we realize that everything is happening exactly as it needs to, and in the right moment, the doors will open effortlessly, as they have always been meant to. Patience is often misunderstood as a passive waiting game, but true patience is an active and transformative force. It is not about sitting idly by and letting time pass. Rather, it's about embracing the present moment with an open heart, fully aware that all things come to fruition in their own time. You see, the world moves on its own pace, its own rhythm, and we often forget that our role is not to control the clock, but to move with its beat. When we are impatient, we resist the flow of life, and in doing so, we block the very energy we seek. Life unfolds like a flower blooming, like the turning of the seasons. You cannot rush nature. You cannot hurry the sunrise or the rain. Similarly, the timing of your path is not dictated by your desires, but by the greater movement of the universe. Patience allows us to trust that things are happening behind the scenes, even when we cannot see it. It's in the waiting, in the seeming stillness, that the foundations are being built. You may not see the door open immediately, but behind that door, the universe is preparing everything you need. It is in patience that you cultivate a deeper trust in the unfolding of life. It's about realizing that sometimes the timing isn't right, because something greater is waiting for you, something that will arrive at just the right moment. And in the interim, patience becomes the fertile ground where growth occurs, where wisdom is cultivated, and where clarity emerges. So, patience is not a limitation, it's the realization that everything is coming together in the right time. And when that moment comes, you will be fully prepared to step through the door that's been waiting for you. To trust the unknown is to surrender to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer, even when the path before you is unclear. We are conditioned to seek certainty, to demand answers, to have control over the outcomes of our decisions. Yet true freedom lies in our ability to step into the unknown without fear, to embrace uncertainty as a part of the grand adventure of life. The unknown is not a void to be feared, but a canvas waiting to be painted. It is in the unknown that growth happens, that new opportunities arise, and that the magic of existence reveals itself. When we don't know what comes next, it's easy to feel anxious, uncertain, or lost. But think for a moment, when did the greatest discoveries in your life happen? Often they occurred in moments when you least expected them, in spaces where you were willing to embrace the mystery. Trusting the unknown requires a leap of faith. It means letting go of the need to control every step of the journey. It's about walking forward with the understanding that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to have every answer, and you certainly don't need to know every turn before you make it. Life is full of twists and turns, some of which will surprise you, and others that will challenge your assumptions. What is important is that you trust that even in the uncertainty, you are moving in the right direction. The unknown is not something to be feared, it is something to be embraced as the very source of possibility. Each step you take in the unknown is a step toward becoming more fully yourself, more open to the flow of life, more open to the doors that are waiting for you. When you trust the unknown, you allow the universe to surprise you, to reveal to you what you could never have imagined on your own. In that trust, you open yourself up to life's greatest mysteries, and that, my friends, is where the true adventure lies. To search for answers, for solutions, for the right path, often leads us outward. We look to external sources, books, mentors, experiences, even other people, believing that the key to unlocking our potential, our happiness, or our destiny lies outside of us. But here's the truth. The key has always been within you. It's not something you need to search for or acquire from someone else. The power to open any door, to face any challenge, and to create the life you desire has always been a part of your essence. When we speak of the key within you, we are not referring to a physical object or something tangible. We are speaking of your inner wisdom, your intuition, your courage, and your ability to choose how you respond to the world. Every human being has an innate reservoir of strength and insight. It is not that you lack the tools to succeed or to overcome. It is that you have not fully recognized the power you already hold within. We often seek validation from the outside world, seeking approval, searching for external affirmation, and depending on others' opinions to tell us what we are capable of. But the truth is, external validation is fleeting. The true measure of your power comes from within. The more you tap into your inner resources, the more you realize that the external world is simply a mirror of your internal state. What you believe yourself capable of, what you feel you deserve, and what you are willing to embody will shape your reality. The key within you also resides in your ability to trust yourself. Too often we doubt our own judgment, second-guess our decisions, and allow fear to cloud our path. But when you trust yourself, you align with a deeper sense of knowing, an inner compass that will guide you even in the darkest of times. That trust becomes the key to unlocking new doors, ones that may have seemed closed or inaccessible in the past. The key is not about waiting for an outside force to open the door for you. It's about realizing that you are the one who possesses the power to turn the handle. It is in your capacity to believe in yourself, in your strength to keep moving even when the path seems unclear. This key is not a gift you have to earn. It's an intrinsic part of who you are. The moment you recognize and embrace this fact, you step into your own path